Welcome to the draft day edition of Tonto's Demise podcast out in Detonators. Tonto Bull 6 champ sitting here with
Matt Detling, Tonto Bull 1 and 3 champ.
And what time is it, Detling?
It's 4:58 a.m. and I'm fresh off of 2 hours of sleep.
And we are driving through Murraysville, beautiful Murraysville in the dark. And
It's the only time it's beautiful.
that's true. And I heard the schools suck.
Really?
Yeah, one of my coworkers has a kid here, and she's really pissed off about the education her kid gets.
Wow.
So, anyway, I wanted to do this podcast so that you and I, specifically, can remember how bad it sucks to be up this early. What time did you get up?
Well, like I got up at 3:30 on the dot, pretty much when you texted.
Me too.
And I went to bed around 1:30. I was gonna watch. I didn't pay for the Conor McGregor Mayweather fight, but I was randomly watching or looking on Facebook, and some guy had like a live feed. So I was like, oh, okay. And his name is Alex English. He's like he must be this black comedian who's hard up for work, because anybody was leaving a comment that was funny, like it was, you know, like Ranger Rick 33. He's like, Ranger Rick 33, you fucking funny. Call me, let's do a show. Book me. It's all he kept saying. I'm like, dude, man, try to watch the fight. And you're freaking out. But yeah, so I ended up watching the fight and on Facebook, of all things, which I feel better about myself because I didn't pay $100 or go anywhere to pay money for. And
so wait, it was live streamed on Facebook?
It was. It wasn't live streamed on Facebook by the promoters.
Right. He
paid for the fight and then live streamed it on Facebook.
Gotcha.
So, and he didn't even do that good of a job. Like the top half of the Facebook screen was the TV, and sometimes you like have half their head.
Wow.
So yeah, he wasn't that good at it. But it was neat to see it live without having to pay for it, obviously. Right. And then after that, I went to bed, and I was just like, I already knew it was going to happen. I could tell in the fight. So I knew that McGregor wasn't, unless McGregor got a lucky haymaker in there, he wasn't going to win. And the fact that it went 10 rounds was amazing. Mayweather just messed with him. It was pathetic.
I read the review. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, Mayweather's a boxer. He's the best boxer in the world. 49-0.
50-0 now, right?
You know, now, yeah. And people were like, oh, he came out of retirement. He's, so what? He retired the best. Like, and Conor McGregor, as a UFC fighter, they box, but it's not boxing. Like, it's just weird. Like, the guy's trying to box Mayweather. But kudos. I know we're doing fantasy football.
No, you don't. You have no idea what's going on. You're delirious.
I am a little delirious. Kudos to McGregor. Like 5 years ago, that guy was living in public housing, collecting welfare checks. 5 years later, boom, this guy, first of all, his UFC fight, highest UFC fight was, I think, $3 million they made, purse. He made over $100 million with this fight by just being an asshole and calling him out.
Yeah, and now he can just retire if he wanted to.
Oh, yeah, I would. All right, that's done.
All right, so I just wanted to point out that Detling got confused there. He got confused. He thought we'd do a boxing podcast.
I thought this was the UFC boxing podcast that we were starting, Brian.
No, it is not.
No?
We don't get up on a Sunday morning at 5 a.m. to talk about boxing, although that'd be hilarious if we did.
I was pulling out, was it the Ocho for what do you call it, from dodgeball?
Yeah. So anyways, Detling, I wanted this podcast to be started before the sun rises so that we can remember how bad it sucks. Because let me paint you a picture.
Okay.
You watch the entire fight, half of it, you know, since it's only the top half was cut off or whatever on Facebook. You go to bed at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Then you roll out of bed at 9 o'clock. You drive down to the south side where I've booked some bar. You roll in maybe around 11 o'clock. So fresh, wide-eyed, bushy-tailed. What a bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Can't even get my little sayings right.
Wide-eyed, don't matter.
And you have done your research. You've had your coffee. I mean, you're on top of the world.
That is right now is bizarro world to me right now, because that sounds like a dream. I mean, that is a dream.
It's a dream.
Oh.
But that is the dream that we start today.
Does the dream
You know,
start today?
me or you, we're gonna win this thing, and we're gonna make it happen. We're not gonna choke in the finals again, are we, Deli?
Wow. Wow, that was harsh.
I know. I felt bad before I even said it.
Okay, first of all, let me say, I went against probably the greatest team put together in fantasy football history of our league. Sorry, Bigler. I know that you like to say that your team that you lost with was the best, but no. Freaking Gags put together a Pro Bowl roster. Juggernaut. Like, the only weakness, I can't remember the whole team, but it might have been Cam Newton. And he didn't score that much, but dude was loaded. Thank you, Josh. Once again, Josh gave you everything, and
Thankfully, he's not riding with us today because Dentley would probably start a fight.
bro, I don't have the energy to start a fight. Just be like, you were wrong. You're wrong. You get nothing. But
Josh would probably just put his head down.
probably. I'd just be like, I hope you get more gray hairs and that jet black bowl of yours. But yeah, it was. I don't know what were we talking about.
We were talking about the greatest team of all time.
And you almost lost anyway. So, like I said, if I would have put in Thielen, I would have got that break. I would have won, but I didn't, so I didn't win. And as of today, I won't stop complaining about it forever, but I will bring it up for a while because it's a new season, new dreams. Well, as I like to say when I start a new shoe at Blackjack and people are complaining, I go, new shoe, new dreams, new nightmares. Let's do this. So
That's a good motto.
Yeah. That's what I like to say.
Speaking of dreams, I have to bring this up now while it's still semi-fresh.
Was it about the lead singer from 10,000 Maniacs?
It was not. It was definitely not about that.
They were in Pittsburgh earlier this year.
Is that right? I did not know that.
Maybe a month and a half ago.
10,000 Maniacs?
Yep, my old roommate Ben went to it.
Okay. No, it was actually a lot worse than that dream. The dream involved Craig Kubicek.
Really?
So yes,
Sicko.
yes, I know.
That little troll.
Well, let me get to it because I went to bed. Fortunately, got into bed around 10, but I probably didn't get to sleep until around 10:45, close to 11.
Sounds like heaven.
Yeah, which
compared to what I've got.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. However, right before I woke up this morning, I had a dream that Jay and I were at some random convenience store in this resort style setup, and we were buying all these supplies, lots of drinks and food, and I had no idea where we were going. I said to Jay, I was like, what do we need all this for? And he just looked at me and said, he's like, I don't know, Kubicek has something planned. And I was like, what the hell does he have planned? And he's like, all he told me was we were going to some private, intimate Pearl Jam concert. And I'm like, are you serious?
Sucks already.
Yeah. And I said, so Kubicek is taking us to a concert. And he's like, yeah, I guess it's a house show. It's a house show. Eddie Vedder's going to be just playing solo. And Kubicek's never seen him in that setting, so he wanted us to go. And I'm like, all right. I said, I've never seen Pearl Jam. It would be a great way to see him for the first time. And that's pretty much when I woke up. And it was 3:28 or whatever. And I'm like, shit, I don't have to get up. I was like, where's my fantasy football dream?
What you need to do is you need to go through what do they call it? You look at is it called the discography?
Yeah.
Of all their songs?
Yeah.
You need to find out what Pearl Jam song is exactly 3 minutes and 28 seconds long.
Oh, that's good.
And then that might be the answer to your riddle of a dream that Craig somehow probably implanted in your brain somehow last year.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking, because Kubicek said, one of the things he said on the chat was, I got to go to Craig so I can have my premonition dream. I'm like, holy shit, he actually invaded our dreams. He Freddy Krueger'd us.
Not us, you.
Oh yeah, I guess me. But well, if you would have slept for 30 minutes longer, because you weren't able to achieve a deep REM sleep, there's no way. There's no way you could have actually had a dream. So anybody who slept for 3 hours or more, I guarantee they probably had a dream about Kubicek, and they don't even know it.
You know what I call?
And Kubicek was probably in my dream with that shit-eating grin, thinking, saying ha, I'm getting all the fantasy dreams, and the only thing you're gonna be thinking about when you wake up is me.
You know what I call REM sleep?
What?
night swimming.
Ooh, nice. That's good. That's really good.
You'd get that if you were an REM fan, people.
You got that on like 2.5 hours sleep?
I did.
That's pretty good.
I can tell you some pretty bad dad jokes, too.
I'm sure you can. All right, Delling, anything else you want to say for this intro?
That's just the intro?
Well, yeah, I mean, we got to pick up Jet.
Oh. Yeah, right, Jet.
We'll continue it.
Sure. No. Fudge. Yeah, no, okay, hold on. What you were saying about us being Southside, am I still good? All right, Southside being like a bar and having the greatest time of our lives.
Hold on a second.
All right, yeah, like I was saying about you talking about you want to our dream of going to Southside at like 9 in the morning, be it all fresh and researched and everything like that. I am the polar opposite of that spot right now. A little sleep, no research. I got a magazine that I picked up at the last second. Obviously, the only thing that comes with the Fantasy Football Index because that's what Craig has, and a couple random lists of top.
Do you only get that so you can get inside Craig's head?
No, well, probably not. I used to think so, but since last year I drafted Jamal Charles, and it was the second round, and the only magazine, I even told Craig about it at the time. I said, this magazine, it's got to be stupid. It's Jamal Charles, number 21 overall, out of the running backs. And then every other magazine's got top 10.
Right.
And so, obviously what happened with Jamal Charles, so it's just like, fudge, that magazine's the only one that knew it. So maybe it's right. So that's what I just played off of, and I'll see how it goes this year as well, when I try to make a decision without any research. And
so you got your magazine.
I got my magazine. I'm going to have to do some writing. I got a pen and a piece of paper. I'm going to write it down on the way to draft if I'm not sleeping, hopefully. And that's it for me. What else? You got anything else to say, Brian?
I am so happy that Kabisik isn't riding with us, because I would be so pissed that A, he invaded my dreams, and B, invaded my car.
It's like the exact opposite of the Billy Ocean song. Get out of my dreams and in my car. It's like, get out of my dreams, and I'm glad you're not in my car.
Yeah.
So.
That's good.
All right, yeah, so we will be right back. All right, we're back on the road here, I'm sure the microphone got me either way. But yeah, we're on the road again. We picked up a passenger astray off the streets, the mean streets of Windber, Graham Avenue. Don't want to go there after dark. Who do you think it is, Brian?
I know who it is because I'm looking in the rearview mirror.
Why aren't you looking at the road we're driving?
Because part of driving is knowing what's behind you. And he's looking at me, and it's a little bit creepy. It's none other than FC Bohoric.
FC Bohoric, and also a little advice, Brian, to go forward, you never look back. He's like, it's like to say hi there, FC Bohoric.
Hello, gentlemen.
A man, a few words.
And I already want to say he is the MVP of draft day. Do you know why that is?
I know why that is. Do you want to tell
him why?
Getting Bigler here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, tell us your story.
Decided Bigler did not have a ride this morning, so I drove to the middle of nowhere where he lives, and told him I'd be there between 5 and 5:30, pushing 5, closer to 5. Got there at 4:59 and proceeded to wait outside his house for a half an hour till I decided to lightly knock on the door, which woke him up from the sleep on the couch that I probably stared at through the window about 5 times without seeing him. But he got himself ready and lickety split, and we met all pretty much on time back at my place.
Very nice. We were all copacetic. And we're on the road.
We are on the road, and I just want to point out that if I was Bigler, I would make this drive a living hell for Bean. An absolute living hell for not driving the 20 to 30 minutes to pick him up. So you're a better man than Dub C, Justin. A better man.
We all knew that. What else do we want to talk about, guys? We could talk the whole 4 hours. Just make gags, listen to it. You know, like that time he made us watch him do his fishing lure.
Yeah.
Well, with the music.
I thought there was something that was really exceptional was going to happen. It was still pretty fun to watch, but.
Except, what do you think? Like a Roman candle was going to go off?
I don't know.
At the end.
I just, we're in the YouTube culture. I expected some big finale.
Gags isn't a big finale guy. Only if he's in a championship game. I hate you.
I think Gags is a big finale.
He's the big finale himself. That's what they call him over there, the big finale. Not the fry cook, the big finale. Maybe that's what his wife calls him. I'm not going any further with that one. So, all right, we don't know what else to talk about. We're gonna.
Other than the fact that like 3 guys are following us.
The 3 of the most random guys you'll ever meet in your life.
Yeah, exactly. Only fantasy football will bring those 3 guys together.
That is 100% true.
You got the chemist.
The chemist, the playwright. Well, that thing has been shopped around all the countries in the world. And not many. It hasn't taken off yet.
The chemist, the playwright. I mean, what do you call Bigler? Enigma? I don't know.
I would call it an enigma wrapped in a riddle. I don't know. Man, he looks sexy in American Eagle pajamas. Just call him sexy.
Sexy.
What are you talking about? Trying to come in there. He's a sexy man.
Chemist, the playwright, and sexy.
I'd watch that.
Yeah. Sexy playwright who moonlights as a chemist.
The redhead
All right. I think we're currently driving through Ogletown, my old stomping grounds. Lovely place, except for when it's foggy.
You want to drive by your place?
I always want to drive by my place, to be honest, but we don't have the time.
Yeah. What do you think Gags is doing right now?
Sleeping. Gosh, Gags, so lucky. Yeah. I'm glad you're out. I would be mad if you didn't have all that food there waiting for us. See that salmon?
I did. Fresh, never frozen.
Ooh.
You just took pictures in grocery stores and then put it all back.
And an old sandwich in the fridge if you want to dare. With a little green mold on the bologna. I'd chance it.
he just looked up on the internet like backyard fantasy draft and found a few pictures and he just sent them to us.
So, Brian, who you drafting? Number 1 overall. Big man, big shot.
Clearly AB, but I want to try to throw a curveball to everybody, which didn't work for anyone.
Okay. I thought you were going to say something crazy like Clinton Portis.
Yeah, I should.
Justin, who you drafting?
Who are you drafting?
Maybe I'm going to wait till you're done drafting. Clearly.
I have no idea. I don't know who's going to be there.
Neither do I.
What are you at?
9th. I'm right behind you.
Oh, are you?
The first round in. I'm behind you and ahead of you at the same time.
Who are you looking to get?
Justin's like, that's who I will draft.
The long pause speaks volumes.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to say something. No, not going to do it.
Who do you think is going to be available at the 9th?
Oh. All right. Well, at the 9th pick. Between the 8th, 9th, and 10th pick, oh my gosh, look at that place.
Wow.
Shit, that wasn't like that. I predict LaShawn McCoy's available.
Oh, that'd be a good pick.
I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think so? Who are your keepers?
Gillislee?
Yeah.
You would take
Mike Gillislee and Matty Ice.
That's true. Oh, so you would sacrifice? Well, yeah, that's interesting. Sacrifice receiver.
Green for LaShawn McCoy?
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying LaShawn McCoy's not making it to the 8th pick.
Oh, okay. All right. Gosh. So yeah. Well, so like a baby.
There is AJ Green.
There is AJ Green.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
What about?
He's gonna probably take Rodgers in there.
Yeah. No, I think Rodgers is after us because
He's like 7th.
Who's 7th?
Craig.
Craig's not taking Rodgers, and I can't.
6th.
Yeah.
He wouldn't take
Who's 6th?
Bigler.
He won't take Rodgers either.
I'm pretty sure AJ Green's gonna go to Tree.
Tree. He loves AJ Green.
Tree 4th?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think something like that.
Oh, maybe.
I think.
Would not take AJ Green.
I would take AJ Green 4th.
I bet Rodgers goes to Crick. Crick loves Rodgers.
With the 10th.
He's 9th. Yeah, he's the 10th. Yeah, I'm 9th. Duh. But yeah, he'll take him. And he'll have a loaded team again. It is a crime that he has not won a championship with David Johnson.
That is, yes.
As like his keeper far back.
Who's he got? David Johnson. Who's his other keeper?
No, I can't remember. It was Allen Robinson last year. But I don't remember who else it was.
I can look real quick.
Hey, we're looking.
It's somebody half decent.
Well, hopefully. Gosh. Please be half decent. It's a keeper. So, Clinton Portis. Not Clinton. McClinton. McClinton. Just jibber jabbering.
This is.
Are you sure
I have no service.
Yeah, we're in Ogletown. There's no service, so we don't know what Crick's keeper is at the moment. As sad as that is. But we know he has David Johnson.
Yeah.
So the number 1 overall pick. And slow down on these roads, Brian. So like, especially the one that is a complete U. Oh dear Lord, if we don't make it, let this be my last testament. Dying will.
Let's just all be thankful that Crick is picking number 10 with David Johnson as keeper and not 1 through 3 getting a stud, getting
Yes.
Bell or another.
Very true.
Or like the top receiver.
Yeah, that'd be heartbreaking. Well, the draft should be interesting. I have no idea what's going to happen. Like I said, I'm totally unprepared. I'm going to prepare a little bit on this drive if I don't fall asleep. And, hopefully my ragtag of misfits will make it back to championship game.
I've got control of the radio once we stop recording, so maybe we'll listen to a little fantasy podcast for a while.
Ah, well.
Help you
Put me right to sleep.
Completely up to you. You're probably going to play something from like 2016.
Right. No, 2004. Something like that. Podcast just started.
Like Danny Thomason.
They're not really available all that much.
You're going to go through the Matt Berry archive. LT? I would take LT.
I would take LT.
Oh, man.
He's still playing. I'd take him.
Yeah. Would you be? He's like 39, 40 years old or something. Still take him. All right, we're going to pause. We're going to get right back to you. And Brian should probably slow down around this 20-mile-per-hour curve. All right. See you guys later. Hopefully.
All right, we're coming back to you live from the turnpike. Why am I holding this again?
Your car right there, Brian.
Here, take that.
Well, now I can't have my
right.
drink, but okay, whatever.
Fresh off the murder of a squirrel. And
Smoking over here. Sorry.
and we learned that Jutt also murdered a bird on the way back from Bigler's place. So
we've each sacrificed animals in name of the draft. I hope everyone else has done the same. Yours was a little bigger than mine. I don't know how that's gonna.
That's what she said.
I hope not. Anyway, we thought we'd try to predict the first round, which I think we could do.
Yeah.
For the most part. All right. I predict that I take AB.
You're not allowed to predict yourself.
Oh,
I predict you take AB.
I predict you take Julio Jones.
Oh.
well, that would be incorrect.
Just going for the, hey, you can change your mind up until then.
That's true.
True.
All right. I predict Jay will take Julio, as he more or less told me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I predict you will take Odell.
I predict that he will not take Le'Veon Bell because he told Jimmy he wasn't going to take Le'Veon Bell. That's why Jimmy's not keeping Le'Veon
Saved
Bell.
his keeper.
Sounds like a little collusion here between some siblings. A little sibling collusion.
Yep.
What would a football draft be without a little collusion?
Same thing that Crick and Craig got going on right now.
That's
Right. Oh, I have to go to Crick's to get my beauty sleep and my premonition dream. No, it's to lay out a freaking strategy.
Hey,
That's how we're going to screw them over.
You know what? Maybe the Cougars are coming up with a little something right now too.
Yeah.
We got some plans of our own, so maybe
Yeah,
you should,
yeah.
we're not colluding.
Why
We're
did-
not colluding.
We're
Why
never
do I think of
colluding.
We don't
Huh?
collude.
Because you're not the smart one of the group, Brian. That's why. Why didn't you think of that? I think we can all collectively agree Le'Veon Bell, number 3.
Yeah.
Le'Veon
Jimmy's
Bell,
definitely going to Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. Who's number 4?
Number 4 is Tree, which is
Tree.
now the wild card.
That is
This
a
should be a
wild
fun
card.
So
one.
we're not too sure what's happening. Maybe it's Tree.
I predict LaShawn McCoy.
Could be somebody else. We
Could
don't know.
be some other guy.
Yeah. His name is Alex.
His name is Alex.
Still predicting LaShawn McCoy.
No way. That early?
What we got?
I'll say
Oh, it's 4th?
the-
Wait. Oh. Well, I already picked Odell, so I guess I'll pick Julio.
All right. Well, then I will say Odell.
Yeah. Well, if it's Tree actually drafting, I'd say maybe AJ Green because he loves AJ Green. But he always has. Has there been a season that he hasn't had AJ Green on his team?
I don't think so.
So, I'd say AJ Green.
Okay. And who's going 5th?
5th is Gags.
Gags. Who'd he keep?
Gags kept Travis Kelce and Devontae Adams.
Oh, LaShawn McCoy.
I think he takes Mike Evans.
Ooh, Mike Evans. That would be a good one, too.
Mike Evans, or if I'm correct and Tree does take AJ Green, he'll take LaShawn McCoy.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
he would. He would.
Number 6 is Bigler.
Easy E? Is he crazy?
No, he won't take Easy E.
That's him.
Who's his keepers?
He
Who's his
might.
keepers?
His keepers are
Oh,
Davis Bryant and
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, so he's solid on receivers for the most part.
Ooh.
So he could go. I'd say he's going to take. I mean, can always be more solid on receivers.
LaShawn McCoy.
Evans is there. You said LaShawn McCoy for the last one, so LaShawn McCoy's gone in your scenario.
Evans. I would take Evans.
I say he takes AJ Green in my scenario. Because he hasn't been taken in my scenario.
I said Evans. Or did I have Evans? I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
All right, who's
Moving
after
on.
Bigler?
After Bigler is Craig.
That's interesting, because normally I would say Aaron Rodgers, but he would never take a quarterback first round.
No.
Who are his keepers again?
Jordan Reed and Tyreek Hill.
I'd say wide receiver.
He's definitely going to go wide receiver. Maybe Des Bryant? Is that too early?
That's too early.
But that is the only one available.
The only one available?
Like, within reason.
Oh. In my draft, I don't think I had anybody taking AJ Green yet, so I'm going to take AJ Green for him.
Are Jordy and Michael Thomas,
Yeah, they're going.
who are gone.
I think,
LaShawn McCoy.
I do think he goes Des. Because he wants another top receiver.
He does want that.
Because you can't go start the season with only Tyreek Hill, you know?
I predict Tyreek Hill will be a bust.
I do as well.
I think he'll be middle of the road.
Well, for what they're projecting him, I stayed far away from every single league.
Yeah. All right.
Next is my pick.
Wait,
which-
did everybody say that he's going to take Des, or what else would he?
I said LaShawn McCoy.
Okay, of course. There's only one of them in the league, you know?
You know what? I say Gronk.
Ooh, Gronk. Wait.
I took him 7th or 8th or something like that last year, and that didn't get me very far.
Yeah.
It's a healthy Gronk.
With no Julian
far as we
Edelman in the
know.
middle.
Yeah. I could see him doing that. All right, so Gronk.
Next is me. I'm taking Redacted.
Haven't heard of him. Must be a sleeper.
First
Next
round
is
sleeper.
Wait, who are your
Hold on.
keepers?
Hold on.
my keepers are Mike Gillisley and Matthew Ice.
So Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers and Matty Ice. That would be. Then I can trade him to Josh for his number 1 pick.
All right, who would you take?
I'm thinking.
Keenan Allen.
No.
Yeah, I took him in the 2nd round. That worked out for me good last year. I'll take him in the 1st one.
DeMarco Murray.
Seems way too early. I don't think he's
Spitballing
going-
here. I don't have a
Yeah,
list
I
of
guess
players
so.
in front of me.
Would match the ADP, not the draft strategy of said player.
The ADP has him in the 1st round?
Yeah.
DeMarco Murray?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Well, for us, he's 202, but with the keepers, he would be like 7 or 8.
Theoretically, who would be coming up, or like the 3 players around you right now, based on what we've been spitballing?
Theoretically, it would be DeMarco Murray, Des Bryant, Zeke.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper.
I think you go Amari Cooper.
I don't like Amari Cooper.
Why?
Cause
How do you feel about Michael Crabtree?
I hate him. Hate him with a passion.
I like Michael Crabtree.
Well, now when you have Amari Cooper in the 1st round,
Yeah, I know.
Crabtree gets picked in like the 3rd or 4th round. He does
Yeah.
better.
Jay Love, Crabtree.
Yeah, I know. And I hated it when it happened.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Amari Cooper for him. What did you say?
I already said DeMarco Murray.
LaShawn McCoy.
Sean McCoy.
All right. Who's after you?
Next
Detling?
pick is Matthew Detling.
I like that retracted guy.
What's that?
I like that guy retracted.
No, it's redacted.
Redacted.
Well, I'm retracting the redacted and stuff. I'm
right.
tired.
All right, so you're keeping Kirk Cousins and Jordy Nelson, 2 white guys. So, yep, Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
Whatever.
McCaffrey. You're thinking of lawyers.
I'm going to say Christian McCaffrey. I think he's crazy enough to do it.
Possibility.
I could agree with that. Maybe Zeke if he's still there.
Well,
I could do that too, actually.
He's still there.
Yeah.
So are you going to go Zeke or Christian?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
10th pick?
10th pick is
Crick.
Josh.
Aaron
Rodgers.
Josh.
Oh, it's Josh?
Okay.
It's Josh.
Shit. Josh has Tom Brady, so not Aaron Rodgers.
Tom Brady and Jay Ajayi.
He's got a wide receiver.
I'm saying he'll take
T.Y. Hilton.
I say Gronk.
He's already gone.
Not in your draft.
This is confusing.
Yeah, it is.
When you're not writing it down.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say he's going T.Y.
Yeah.
I'll say Doug Baldwin.
Ooh, Dougie Baldwin. Good one. All right.
All right,
Jim
Crick.
keeping
Crick.
Johnson, Jameson Crowder.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Drew Brees because Kevin's changing up and not keeping. Next pick is, I think we'll all agree on the Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next pick is Keva, keeping Drew Brees, and
Drew Brees.
it says Derrick Henry, but I think he changed it
He did.
to
what?
Wendell
Smallwood.
Oh.
Mr. Wendell.
Mr. Wendo, yeah.
I'm gonna have that queued up,
Oh, God.
but he's not drafting him, so it won't be as
Right.
shit.
So let's just pick a second rounder then, since he already has the first rounder.
Okay, that's right. So
Hurry up, let's.
no, we just said we were predicting the first round.
All right, screw
I
it.
predict Drew Brees.
I think Drew Brees as well.
Oh man, it's a tough one. Drew Brees. All right, guys, we are back. We're done with the draft, post-draft, and we're going to give you a quick little overview of everybody's team.
How you feeling, Dilly, overall?
I feel pretty good. I got an adequate number of white guys on my team, a couple sleepers, bunch of rookies, which I don't usually do,
Yeah.
but I do feel strong, and who knows what can happen. And all the food is so good, I probably no matter who I picked, I would have felt great.
Yeah, and I'll second that. The salmon was incredible. That was the highlight of the day food-wise for me. The asparagus was really, really well seasoned. Definitely one of the better drafts in recent years in terms of like the food spread.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
Kudos to Gags, the fry cook. He pulled through. And overall, just a great setup. So,
Right. So, yes, thank you, Gags.
Well done.
Very well done. I would say probably the best food spread ever
Oh, yeah.
that we didn't pay for.
Absolutely. Overall, I would say that the worst pick of the draft was Josh's Greg Olson at number 10.
I would agree. 10th overall, Greg Olson.
Yep.
Gotta trust those macros.
I think he's going to try to justify that the entire season. So, unless he has some great in-season management, he might be retaining that Browns pin.
He might be. You could be correct, sir. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to have enough pieces to trade since Greg Olson was a big blunder, in our opinion.
Yes,
So.
absolutely.
So, shall we get on with the overview?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why don't we start with the champ?
Let's start with the champ. None other than Gags himself.
All right. What we're going to do is we're going to use the app that I used for drafting, and it kind of just rates everybody's draft, and it gives you a ballpark idea of their chances to make playoffs. And if you recall, last year after the draft, it gave Gags a 99% chance of making playoffs with great in-season management. I think the worst case scenario, if he had like poor management, he still had a 90% chance of making playoffs. So let's see what it says this year.
All right. No drum rolls because we're in the car.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, for Gags, it says your starting lineup is respectable, but the lack of depth is a serious problem. If you're lucky enough to avoid the injury bug, you might be okay, but that's a tough thing to have to count on. To make this team into a serious contender, you're going to need to be extremely active in trades and on the waiver wire. You essentially need to turn over significant parts of this roster. And then just goes on to say about how like last year running backs like Ty Montgomery and Rob Kelly were dirt cheap. Talks about Tyreek Hill and Mike Thomas being available and like just other players that were. So he's saying that you can do it.
With
Yeah.
some waiver wire magic.
Yeah, with some chutzpah. Yeah, and just goes on to say how the players they like on your team are Eli Manning, Mark Ingram, Devontae Adams, Sterling Shepard, the Patriots defense, and Richard Matthews. And they have these guys ranked ahead of where they were typically being drafted. Anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, what are his chances about like playoffs?
Oh, they're 65%.
With like great?
Oh, with great management. And then with good season management, it's 50%. And with 29%, with bad management, it's 29%. So you got your work cut out for you, Gags.
Yeah. And I think it goes on, but I think one of the main points it said is that you're going to have to really make some trades throughout the year. So
yes,
if there's anybody that can do it, it's you.
True. So good luck with that, Gags. And hold on one moment. All right, and the second team is Dub C. The paragraph for you goes a little something like this. It says, the team is built around strong quarterback play. Despite not being strong at running back and receiver, we think this team should be in the mix. Nevertheless, we feel compelled to mention that the running back and wide receiver positions make us a bit nervous and are likely to require some attention throughout the year. We'd feel much better if we knew you were committed to scooping up 2016's breakout players at running back and wide receiver. Getting one or more of these would take this team to the next level. And it goes on, players we particularly like on the team include Isaiah Crowell, Theo Riddick, Willie Snead, and Eric Decker. And with great in-season management, we think you have about a 70% chance of making the playoffs. Good in-season management, 55%. Average in-season, 33%.
So a little bit better than Gags.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And I want to point out, just because they don't mention like some of your studs, I think they're just saying that the players that they mention are the ones that like you got really good value for where you drafted them.
Right. So they like where you drafted them. It's all good. All right, who should we look at next here? Let's see. Bear with me. One moment. Oh, none other than Ryan Tresice.
All right.
This
ET.
should be interested. Yes, ET. Let's see.
ET draft time.
ET draft. Says, let's start by remarking that we appreciate your old school leanings. You have a team marked by strength at the running back position, but with the quarterback and wide receiver both being less strong, you may need to do something to change the outlook of this team. Your deficiencies are likely to show themselves through the bye weeks, so try to maneuver early in improving the quarterback and or receiver positions before week 4. Keep an eye out for quarterbacks like Dak Prescott from last season, Ben Roethlisberger, blah, 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 blah. And,
say anybody that they like?
Yeah, particularly they like on his team are Lamar Miller, Sammy Watkins, Hunter Henry, and the Vikings defense. Now, with great in-season management, he has 70% chance of making the playoffs. Good in-season management is 50%, and average in-season is 31%.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
It drops off.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Check our time.
It's 6:29. So, sorry, we're good on time. We heard it, everybody. The next team, Twerk Kubisics.
Oh, boy.
Let's see what this side goes.
I can't wait to read this.
Yeah.
Watch it say he's going to have the best team.
Right. It says, for the overview, it says, we think you're looking good at quarterback and running back. And tight end is a plus for this team as well.
God.
Your squad is therefore easy for us to like, despite a bit of weakness at the receiver position. But as weaknesses go, this one is survivable. It's usually relatively easy to find fill-in guys on a weekly basis until a better player emerges during the season. As long as you stay on top of things in season, you should be a legitimate contender. Really?
Oh, man. He's going to love hearing this.
Yeah, right. Players we like on the team are Jay Ajayi, Kelvin Benjamin, and Mason Crosby.
We like your kicker.
Yeah, I like the kicker.
That's not a good sign.
No. So with great in-season management, we think you have about a 80% chance of making the playoffs. Good in-season is 65%. And average is 52%.
So far, he's the best team in our league.
So far is right. All right, next we got Jay. And Jay's overview goes a little something like this. Says, let's start by remarking that we appreciate your old school leanings, You have a team marked by strength at the running back position. Your strength at tight end is also a plus, but with the quarterback and wide receiver both being less strong, you may be doing something to change that at the outlook of the team later on. Your deficiencies are likely to show themselves through the bye weeks, so try to maneuver early in improving the quarterback and or receiver positions before week 4. And then it says, with great in-season management, we think you have about a 75% chance of making the playoffs. Good in-season is 65 and average is 49. Imagine that.
Wow.
And let's see here, next we can get through is Bigler.
Okay.
Good old Biggles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it says your receivers are the strongest part of this team.
Sexy. Well, I'd hope so. It's like his first 5 picks, essentially.
Right. It says it's rare for us to endorse a team with weaknesses at quarterback and running back, but we're doing it right here. You should have a contender here, but your margin for error in terms of in-season management could be a bit thinner than some of your competitors. You must remain committed to finding 2016's emerging players at running back and quarterback. And they like James White and Steven Gostkowski on your team. That's all. That's weird.
That is weird.
With great in-season management, we think you have an 80% of making the playoffs. Good in-season is 70 and average is 57.
Wow.
Not bad.
Him and Josh kind of have the best team so far.
Yeah, not bad at all. And so let's get on here real quick. All right, next team on the docket is none other than Detling.
Oh, nice.
Imagine, what could we say here? It says, your receivers are the strongest part of this team. While no team can be expected to be above average at all 3 core positions, QB, wide receiver, and running back, you are in the precarious position of being a bit weak at 2 of them. I really thought I was going to be strength there.
For what?
At 2 of them positions. And he says, although you should not be counted out yet, you may need to be active on both the waiver wire and in trades to turn this team into a legitimate contender. The best way to achieve that might be to sacrifice some of your wide receiver strength to gain multiple players that can help your roster now. It's generally easier finding quarterbacks and wide receivers on the waiver wire than quality running backs. And then it says players alike are Dalvin Cook, Terrence West, Doug Baldwin, and the Ravens defense. With great in-season management, we think you have about a 75% chance making the playoffs. Good in-season is 65, and average is 49.
Okay.
Wow, I really thought I was going to have a better review.
Better review than that?
Yeah.
I mean, this is like essentially one man's opinion.
Okay. Well, speaking of one man's opinion, here's BV, Brian's team.
Oh, nice.
So let's see what they say. It says, congratulations. You seem to have grabbed quality players at every turn of this draft. It's rare indeed to be better than the average team at the 3 core positions, but we think this team is.
Love it.
While this squad looks good, weakness at the supporting positions is keeping us from declaring it the league favorite. Still, you'd much rather be strong at QB, running back, and wide receiver, and weak elsewhere than the reverse. Players we particularly like on the team are Bilal Powell,
Nice.
Demarius Thomas, Devontae Parker, Delaney Walker, and Blair Walsh.
They like a lot of people.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I swear I didn't rig this.
Oh, brother. With great in-season management, we think you have a 99% chance of making the playoffs.
Oh, shit, yes.
Good in-season is 90% and average is 83%.
How am I not the league favorite?
I don't know.
Who is the league favorite?
No idea. Pretty crazy, though.
I swear I didn't rig this.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really mean anything.
Next team is Jim Crick. And the overview is...
He's probably the favorite.
Says, we'll start by complimenting you on your strength at quarterback and receiver. As you know, it's very difficult in a competitive league to assemble a team that is strong excuse me, at QB, RB, and wide receiver. So just about every team will have a weakness. As you probably suspect, we perceive yours to be at running back.
With David Johnson?
Yeah, I know, right? But in 2017, that's not an instant fantasy team killer like it might have been 5 years ago. Your league setup also doesn't mandate running back strength to the extent that many do. So in this particular case, we absolutely think you're strong enough to elsewhere to overcome it. You've definitely got a good team here, but we'd feel better if we knew you were committed to keeping an eye out for the 2017 version of David Ty Montgomery. I don't know what that means. David Johnson? Who knows? But yeah, and then it says great in season management gets a 99% making playoffs. 90% with the good in-season management, and average is 83%.
So we got the same rating.
Yeah. So far, league predicts you and Crick so far.
And we're head to head for first week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, next one is none other than FC Bahoric.
Okay.
The overview is, we'll start by complimenting you on your strength at quarterback and receiver. As you know, it's very difficult in a competitive league to assemble a team that is strong at QB, running back, and wide receiver. As you probably suspect, your weakness is at the running back position. This is often a tough weakness to mask, though, so you must be prepared to be very active in waivers and trades to change the composition of this team. Most drafts go very deep at the RB position, and that usually means there are just table scraps left for those weak at the position. All right, and it says, so with great in-season management, you have a 60% chance of making playoffs. Good in-season is 35%, and average is 13%. Yikes.
Whoa.
I mean, I guess they're trying to say Justin is the worst so far.
Again, this is one man's opinion.
Pure speculation. Next we have is, there's a gas tank there, Brad.
I know.
Okay.
We're getting off.
Oh, we're getting off of this exit. Okay, guys, don't worry. We will not be pulled off at the exit praying. The next team is Springfield Isotopes. We'll start by complimenting you on your strength at quarterback, receiver, and tight end. Imagine that.
Of course, tight end.
As you know, it's very difficult in a competitive league to be a team that's strong at QB, RB, and wide receiver. So just about every team has a weakness, and as you probably suspect, we perceive yours to be at running back. Now, they like the players Derek Carr, Alshon Jeffrey, and Stephon Diggs on your team. And with great management, it could be 85% chance of making the playoffs.
Okay.
Good management is 75, and average is 64.
It's not bad.
No, not bad at all. And last but not least is the Wolves.
Okay.
And so, Jimmy, we think you're looking good at quarterback and running back. The receiving core is a concern, though. The good news is that of all of the weaknesses to have, this one is usually the most survivable. At receiver, it's often relatively easy to find guys to fill in. Excuse me. And the players that we particularly like on this team are Andy Dalton, Michael Crabtree, Jason Witten, and Sebastian Janikowski. Weird.
The players that are very strange.
Yeah, exactly. With great management, it's 75% making the playoffs. Good management, 65, and average is 49.
Okay.
So it sounds like you and Jim Crick are the favorite ones so far.
Yeah, and since they said I'm not the favorite, it sounds like it must be Crick.
Yeah, it must be Crick. Must be David Johnson.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, this is his last year with him.
Yeah,
So
better make it count.
Better make it count, is right. Because we'll never let you have him again unless you're not on that first pick.
That's right.
Our first couple picks. So,
We're both
we were both yawning over here. We're tired. Lots of food, little sleep,
Yeah.
a lot more driving to go.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, no Justin Mahoric in the backseat
I know.
to have a playlist for us. So we're going to go for now, I guess, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Time for a rest stop.
Time for a rest stop. All right, guys. We'll see you later.